You ever think about how a single stone could tell two totally different stories? One is this epic tale of volcanic fury and ancient geology, and the other, it's a quiet journey into your own inner world. Well, today we're diving into Scottish Heulandite, a crystal that has this incredible dual identity.
Man, this line, it just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? It perfectly captures both sides of the coin, its violent, fiery birth, and its reputation for helping us work through our own internal changes. Let's dig into that. So, where does a story like this even begin? Well, for this one, we're heading over to the inner Hebrides of Scotland. We're talking about a rugged, absolutely beautiful region that's kind of famous among collectors for its incredible mineral specimens.
Yeah, the Hebrides aren't just stunning to look at, they're basically a geological treasure chest. Heulandite is what's known as a classic British zeolite, which is just a type of mineral that's famous for forming these amazing crystal structures inside old volcanic rock. So getting a specimen from here, that's a big deal. It gives a stone a real pedigree in the mineral world.
Okay, so how in the world does a delicate crystal like this come from such a tough, rugged landscape? Well, its story starts millions and millions of years ago with some pretty incredible volcanic chaos. What's so wild is how this slow, patient process gets born from absolute chaos. So first, you have these massive volcanic eruptions. Then that lava cools down into basalt rock, which is full of all these little pockets and fractures. And then, over huge amounts of time, water rich with minerals seeps through all those cracks. And ever so slowly, these gorgeous, delicate crystals start to grow. And if you want to get technical, that's the scientific term for it. Hydrothermal just means hot water was involved, but the low temperature part is really the key. This wasn't something forged in a flash of heat. It was a slow, gentle crystallization that allowed these perfect, really well-defined crystal shapes to form.
And wow, this is the result of that whole process. Let's zoom in now from that huge landscape right down to the crystal itself and take a look at what makes it so unique.
So when you actually find heulandite, this is what you're looking for. It's got this beautiful, glassy surface that almost looks wet. Its crystals grow in these really distinct wedge shapes, and you'll see them lining the inside of those old gas bubbles in the basalt. Oh, and it tends to have friends. It's often found right alongside other zeolite minerals.
Heulandite kind of has this split personality when it comes to looks. On one hand, you've got the really puriform, which is this soft white or sometimes totally colorless. But the Scottish stuff, it's famous for this vivid, fiery orange-red color. And that incredible color comes from tiny little bits of iron that got trapped inside the crystal as it was growing. It is literally a trace of the earth that gives it that signature look.
All right, so we've talked about its fiery birth and what it looks like. But for a lot of people, the story of this stone goes way deeper. We're going to switch gears now, moving from the world of geology into the realm of the energetic and metaphysical.
Right. This is the big question. This is where we pivot from the outer world of geology to the inner world of experience. I mean, besides being a really beautiful object, what is its purpose supposed to be?
In metaphysical circles, heulandite is said to have a really specific vibe, a certain frequency. It's not described as some big jolt of energy, but more like something gentle and expansive. It's really seen as a tool for looking inward. Its number one job, so to speak, is reflection. It's considered a stone that helps you look at your own thoughts and patterns in this really calm, almost detached way, kind of like you're an outside observer.
And from that reflection, you get its second key property, helping you find clarity of thought, cutting through all that mental fog.
And finally, it's all about a soft release. And notice that word, soft. The idea isn't about forcing change, but about gently letting go of emotional patterns that just aren't doing you any good anymore. I think this quote from the source material just sums it up perfectly. The whole idea is that the crystal's energy is a quiet guide. It's not a loudspeaker, it's more like a steady, illuminating lamp in a dark room. It's there to encourage awareness, not to force some kind of big, dramatic breakthrough.
So, for anyone who's drawn to this side of the stone, how do you, actually use it? Let's talk about some of the practical ways people use it for contemplative work.
A lot of times, heulandite is paired with other crystals to kind of boost a specific intention. For deeper spiritual work, people pair it with amethyst. If you're looking for sharp mental focus, Apophyllite is the way to go. And to help bring any new insights back down to earth and into your daily life, it's often paired with Smokey Quartz for grounding.
And that really brings us full circle, back to the stone's two identities. It genuinely appeals to two very different groups of people. For the mineral collector, it's a classic, a real tangible piece of Scotland's volcanic history. And for the spiritual seeker, it's a tool for the mind, a quiet partner for reflection and inner growth.
So that kind of leaves us with a final thought to chew on. What is this stone really? Is it just a beautiful artifact created by ancient fire and pressure? Or is it something more, maybe a key that can unlock a deeper understanding of ourselves? Perhaps the real answer is it can be both.